Yep.
Already.
Welcome to 90 minutes of nose breathing.
Hell.
With jazz ambiance.
Already. So, I want to start off by saying, last podcast, I had a shitty experience with turkey. Markel's opened my eyes. He gave me that wet-ass poultry. That shit slapped.
He opened your taste buds, dog. Your palate has evolved.
Yeah, bro.
The vegetarian had to show the meat eater what's good.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
Dog, he's been bothering me every fucking day. He's like, you gonna eat that turkey?
Dog, he comes home like, yo, I'm starving, dog. I should probably eat today because, you know, I got the shakes. But I'm like, yo, you know what's in there, dog? Like 6 pounds of turkey meat, baby. Maybe you should eat that. Just maybe. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna have some frozen pizza bagels in the microwave instead. And I'm like, okay. Like,
You gonna do me that dirty? It's good turkey. Stop playing me.
basically.
Dog, I already told you it was good turkey.
He's like, man, it's good turkey. You need to humble yourself. Like, and I'm like, I just don't want it to go bad.
Exactly. 6 pounds of turkey.
We're fucking bad for that.
I get you appreciate your own cooking.
Something will sit in the fridge and it's like, you look back later, damn, what was that you put in? No, that whole container gotta go in the trash now. I'm not touching it. It's like,
Goodbye. We buy more Tupperware.
exactly. Hit the dollar store. It's all good.
Exactly.
We'll order Chinese food. All the same.
Yeah.
Thanks.
For real.
Chinese
That
food
works.
slap.
If you go to the restaurants, like, some of them be too thin, just petty.
Right.
Like, the shit was leaking in the bag when I got it. I can't trust this container.
It's because they overstuff it. They try to be nice, but then they just ruin your whole meal.
They don't try to be nice. They purposely buy smaller containers.
Oh. I thought you were talking about them trying to overstuff it and then it just spill out.
No, it's just the containers themselves are
Smaller.
garbage. What's the word?
Yeah.
Obsolete.
Yeah.
They don't do the job they were intended for.
Is that what we're getting into? We're gonna discuss Tupperware.
I will, bro.
Let's do it. How do you feel about hefty?
Bruh, I'm pro glass containers, but I do be getting lazy at midnight and be needing a microwave. And I hate using dishes, so I'll microwave shit in the Tupperware, but in the back of my mind, I know that the microwave is warping the plastic and it's never gonna have that same factory seal after I microwave this container for more than 15 seconds. That's why I like glass Tupperware.
Dog, I barely ever see you use the microwave. Usually you're up there at like 2 a.m. making an egg sandwich.
Dog, that's what I do, man. I eat when I'm hungry, dog. It's that easy.
See, it's just like, you tell me there's turkey in the fridge now, I just don't want to eat it. I'm like pestering me to eat their shit.
It's not pestering. It's
Hey man, a turkey man.
It's me being a friend reminding you to eat.
You gonna eat that turkey, bro?
You gonna eat that turkey, buddy? I mean, I made like a whole bird.
Yeah. He's trying to like sit
A
there and
young
make me
bird.
feel bad.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, that whole fucking bird. You know that thing I spent $10 on and
Yeah.
cooked for you?
14 pounds of turkey for $10.
That's not bad.
That's great. That's less than $1 a pound, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I had the turkey plug.
Was it Moss Foods?
It's Walmart.
Uh,
Yeah, Moss Foods don't be fucking around, though.
Moss Foods.
Bruh, Moss Foods dyes all their meat.
I don't buy meat from Moss Foods, dog. Produce, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But we actually live around so many farms, we don't have to go to stores.
You're right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
when you think about it, it's like, it's fucked up that we live this far from civilization, but still go our way to buy produce from Food Lion.
Yeah,
Or
man.
Whole Foods.
Yeah.
The people that buy from Whole Foods really get on me.
No, dude, those places do carry superior products.
It's
Like,
probably because they pay better.
Yo, homie.
no, like their selections in general are superior. Like
Whole
even
Foods?
their junk food is healthier.
Dude, the Whole Foods in Henderson. This is how I know that Henderson is full of a bunch of trash ass people that don't eat anything but straight garbage. The Whole Foods went out of business because people stopped going.
No, it's because they're poor.
Valid argument.
True.
I mean, like, if you really want to get into really why Whole Foods went out of business in Henderson, North Carolina, it's because the demographic did not support a Whole Foods in the first place. Let's be honest.
They did that in Oxford too.
Let's go.
Exactly.
They did that in Oxford too.
What Henderson needs is an Aldi's that charges 37 cents for a box of macaroni.
Hey,
Bro, I didn't even know. I didn't even
all these.
Hey, that
That
bitch
bitch-
ain't go out of business.
That
Ain't
bitch
going nowhere.
booming right now.
Exactly.
Food Lion is
Right.
going out of business.
All
Dog,
these.
do you still have to put the quarter in Henderson Aldi's?
Hell
Is
yeah.
it that poor?
Yo,
It's
I
all
seen online people were selling like 3D printed like slots for those.
Wow.
Why?
You get the quarter
Just get
back
your
when you're
quarter
done.
back.
Get this. You can put it on your keychain, so it's like it's not something you got your way to think about. It's just there when you need it.
Damn, gotta run back to the car to get my keychain so I can.
Why are you
He's
keeping
like,
my
get this
pocket?
cart and
Yeah.
all these, bro.
It's a quarter.
You got a quarter in your pocket right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who? Alright, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in here. I need 6 quarters in my hand.
I mean, I can walk in my car.
Okay, you got one in the car.
My pocket.
What's 1 quarter? 1 in the
You
car.
got a quarter, bro.
Oh shit!
Hey.
No, I put all my change in my box earlier.
Alright.
I'm prepared.
See, this is my room, so I have quarters like right here, so I don't think that counts.
Yeah, but your room's
Valid.
out
Count it,
all
count
these
it.
dog.
Alright, so we at
Wait, that's basically in his car, though. I mean, at that point.
Oh yeah, I do have my big ass bag of change in my car.
Dog,
Alright,
if you
we're
ain't
at
got a
3
quarter
quarters.
in your car, just ask somebody for a fucking quarter.
That's what we always
Yo,
do.
no, you got a second quarter, bro.
Yeah,
I'll give you like,
I'm shopping.
I mean, we do it though, cause like we'll give them the cart and I'll be like, fuck it, fuck that quarter.
All right, pay for the quarter, bro.
Why don't they
That's
just trade off the cart as they walk out? Like, here, you want this?
That's what we do.
Okay.
how- Now, hear me out. You
And
can,
it's like pay it forward. Like
You
yeah,
just-
give it to somebody else. Don't just lock it in and take the quarter.
you can just take the cart out to your car, though, and just pay the quarter and walk away with your groceries and not put the fucking
Yeah,
car away.
that's a valid argument. Of like, if I
It's a
have
fucking quarter,
a
dog.
quarter for every cart, did I purchase these carts from Aldi, or is this a rental with no termination agreement?
Bro.
Since there's no agreement, I don't know if we can say that.
Like if I'm a
It's
homeless
just-
person,
this
I need a
quarter's just
shopping
stuck in my
cart.
cart now, man.
Can I
just
take that
paid-
quarter? Go to Aldi's, get a cart, and it's like, dog, this is my rental. I paid the quarter. Did
You
I
gonna
not?
take it home? You gonna take the cart home? Is it your cart now?
It's my rental. I'm in proprietary responsibility for it.
Now, do you incur any of the damages if you fuck it up?
You know a rental where you don't?
I mean, true, but it's 25 cents for the rental. How much of the damages are gonna be?
Bruh,
That's
I hit up Bubbles though.
I was just about to say, have you seen Trailer Park Boys?
I hit up Bubbles. Bubbles hooked me up. But yeah,
Dog,
all these,
Well, if you're putting your quarter in it,
all these.
technically isn't that a like you buy? You.
That's
bought
why I
the
said,
car.
is it
That's
a
what we're
purchase
saying,
or a
I think it's
rental
a purchase,
agreement with no
dog.
termination?
I
I
mean,
think it's a purchase. You
nobody's
just sell
stopping
back to
you.
them at full price.
I just wanted to say that Aldi's is the Ross of foods.
all these slabs, dog.
And it's
You guys-
fire.
If you guys ever want to do something completely chaotically neutral but hilarious, let me know. So you can rent a U-Haul and go steal all the shopping carts.
You go up to the manager and be like, so, work with me, fella.
No. It's like, hey, how you doing? I don't know if they called you, but corporate hired me to go sanitize all the shopping carts.
So you're just gonna lie?
Yes. Yes.
And he's gonna go outside. He's gonna open the gate for you.
Okay.
And you're gonna have the U-Haul right there and be like, alright,
If
later.
I
bud."
came to you
Bye-bye.
as a manager and said that, you'd be like, I don't give a fuck.
Bullshit. I always ask questions.
You always ask questions.
I always ask questions.
Okay.
Well, you're the kind of
Okay,
person to
when
care
I-
about your job a little too much.
Yeah.
Well, when I was working at Food Line, literally I had people come in from Verizon to test our cable work and just take pictures of surveying and shit. But then none of them had their IDs for Verizon. And they were like, yeah, we have all the paperwork, our boss is calling you, and I'm just like, dude, my company says that if you don't have an ID that says you work at Verizon, I can't let you in this building. I can't let you in the back room.
I don't think that qualifies.
It's the same principle.
Yeah, but the security level is so much higher, so I feel like, yeah, you would be asking questions. That's a different level of security.
Yeah, because they're taking pictures of your servers and shit.
Yeah,
He's just talking about taking these carts to go get washed.
in the middle of a pandemic.
I mean, dog, to be real with you, if somebody came up to me with a clipboard and just like looked professional, he could be like, yeah, bend over, I gotta give you a rectal exam. I'd just be like,
That's
Hey.
a little too trusting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's been
maybe
proven
don't get close to.
time and time again, you can get anywhere with a
all,
ladder.
all I'm saying
Seriously,
is,
I was about to bring that up.
all I'm saying is Markel did give me them suits, dog. All I need is the clipboard,
People
nigga.
be like, why do you own a suit? I'm like, why don't you, man? Like,
Like you can get anywhere with a suit.
that's why we purchase suits. there's literally like these most blatant and obvious like social laws written out for us in our Western civilization, and people are just like, no, I'm a rebel against them. But it's like, if you follow them, they do work. I'm not saying like the morals one, but like the simple courting of everyone around you.
Dude, if you act like you can belong, you can get anywhere.
Yes.
But if you act like you know what you're doing, you can almost get away with anything too.
That's
Yes.
why.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Okay, so
How do you think
we were
most
at a
electricians get
restaurant.
hired?
We were at a
Oh,
restaurant.
for a fact,
man.
bro. My buddy's an electrician, and Aaron is an electrician too. He does electrical shit, and every electrician I know is just like, dog, fake it till you make it.
But dog, we were at a restaurant last year, me and a friend, and we left the restaurant, and my friend literally went up to the wall and took a painting off of the wall and walked out. Just because like he was so nonchalant about it, he just took it off the wall and walked out.
He was meant to be there at that time.
Yeah.
It was like, I ordered this off auction 3 years ago. I'm here to pick it up.
Honestly, bro, that's how I've got away with most of my shit in high school and like throughout like early college years. Like whenever like is it broke as shit. Like shit, I need a few shirts. Guess I'm gonna just take
Put it
these
on
and
and walk
leave.
out.
They're not gonna say anything.
It's like a gas station. You just walk in and get a drink and walk out.
I took a book
Like,
out
what
of
is the
bar.
cashier gonna say, sir?
Sir,
Sir, you need. I don't
please
know.
pay
It's
for the
89
drink.
cents.
They don't care. They don't care. Which person who works at any place that pays you below $15 an hour gives a shit
That's
about
what
the
I'm
bottom
saying.
line?
You're not
The
gonna
gold
give a
vest.
fuck. Hey, that's the same thing with what I was saying earlier. Somebody could walk in and be like, hey, I'm here to give you your regular exam as long as I got a clipboard. I'm just like, I don't get paid to give a shit.
You're just at work
I
all
got
day.
something
Like,
I'm already getting
Okay,
fucked.
yeah.
sounds right. It sounds right.
Do I get a bonus for this?
So,
Just fucks for part of the medical.
After.
most things I've taken in my hand.
I thought you were gonna say yes.
Honestly, I was like, oh, where is this going?
Yeah.
Real
As
quick.
far as like theft.
Oh, okay.
So I guess
Yeah.
pause. I don't know. But yeah, most thing I've taken in my hand. Like Walmart, just walk out with it in my hand.
Dog, if you're nonchalant about it, I'm telling you, you can.
Took a bar up a book once. It was a great book.
I've known people that literally. There's a story about the Walmart in Zebulon where when the wall got broken down on the outside because somebody, like a storm happened. It's great. So these people, they just walked in from the hole in the wall in Zebulon. Walked in the store, went to the electronics, saw TVs, was like, ooh, that's a nice TV. Took said TV and walked out the hole in the wall.
The box TV or
No, like TV off the display.
display.
You know what I mean? Display. And just walked out walked out the wall.
Do they know that most of the time those are inferior products?
Yes, but did they
don't
care?
care,
It was
for
the
TV.
They walked in a hole in the wall of the side of a Walmart and they walked out with a TV. Homie.
I have a similar story.
Go ahead and tell it. What you got?
You walk through holes, bro?
So
What's up the hole?
allegedly, there was perhaps a time where I was bored in a Walmart.
Wait, you
Came
live in the
across
southern
a-
U.S. and you were bored in a Walmart?
30 to 40 inch television without any form of security tags on it, put it in a shopping cart and walked out the store. And what was so great about it, I dapped up the guy at the door on my way
How's it going, bro?
out. And I was like, damn,
He's like, let me see
if
your
they
receipt.
see this on camera, dog, he fired.
He's gonna ask for your receipt. It's gonna be like a few bananas from.
No, I didn't go through the register or anything.
Just walk
Bro.
I
straight
just walked straight out
from
of
electronics straight down.
To the car, that's all we're going to.
That's big dick energy.
I put it in my trunk and just dipped.
That'd be crazy if that shit actually
And
happened, bro.
I still have said TV until I gave it to my little sister because she needed a TV.
Yeah, your little sister.
And in connection to that TV, I got a wall mount for it. The best Walmart wall mount you can get, like the $70 360 swivel with the extendo on it. Like, I got it for $14.96.
He's got a dildo.
What sticker did you put on it?
I didn't put a sticker on it at all. I did the old, your whole product was somewhere else.
Bruh.
And it's like, yeah, I don't have to take from you when you don't care.
fuck you, dog. That shit. So when I worked at Food Line, motherfuckers do that shit all the time.
See,
bro.
I never abuse these things though.
Yeah.
I just do it for one good quality product, and I'm Gucci.
This is a nice TV.
Like,
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's wild is that Food Line, you're not allowed to change the price of a product that's been scanned through the tag without manager clearance. And yeah, this dude came up with like the biggest, most expensive dishwashing detergent. I don't know why he did it with dishwashing detergent, but it was like the Finish Powerball shit.
oh yeah, that damn dishwasher crack.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he was like a big 96 pack of that shit. And I scanned it up, and that's just like, what, $29?
It's expensive. It's like $26.99.
How much was it, man?
$4.
Sick. And there was probably like one of the 4 items he had, right?
It was the only item he had.
Bruh.
It was the only item he
Didn't
had.
even let you get lost in the sauce or nothing.
No, it just pulled up. I scanned that bitch, and I was like, "All right, it's gonna be like $28.72." He's like, "No, that's wrong." I was like,
Said check it again, bro.
He was like, "Bro, it's on sale. It's supposed to be $4." I was like, "Dog, there's no way." He was like, "Go check it, bro. It's back there." So I went back, and I was like, $4.99, 12 count. I see the confusion here. So I went back and told him. He's like, "Well, that's where it was. So what's up?"
So it was poorly stocked.
No,
He probably put it there.
Yeah.
He lied. And so he's like, "Let me talk to your manager. I ain't got time for this." It's like 8 in the morning. By the way.
Dog, at that point, I just give it to him and just be like, dog, take it.
Bro, honestly, but like, I was just like, whatever.
See, if he had addressed it right, you probably would have been like, I really don't even care, dog. Like,
Yeah.
because especially at 8 in the morning. See, when you hit licks like that, you gotta know how to hit him. You gotta know how to come in, like, just mad polite, bro. Hit him with the smile on the way in, and when you're on the way out, dog, just like.
Dap him
like,
up with a TV in your hand, dog.
Exactly.
Nah, in my hand was a shopping cart. See, that's how people don't know how to do shit. Like, it was in the shopping cart. Carrying a TV? No, I just paid money for this. Work me, Walmart. Fuck me. It's going in the shopping cart, dog. This ain't fucking Sam's Club.
Yo, alright, so, well, the Walmarts in Henderson and Oxford have really tight security for obvious reasons.
See, that's where you fuck up.
Nah,
You have to go to a high society neighborhood.
hold on,
Yep.
hold on. I got away with stealing 3 gigantic
Allegedly.
longboards.
Allegedly stealing.
Yeah, did this actually happen?
Longboards? Why would you ask him that? Who cares?
I mean,
You
like,
said lawnmowers or longboards?
Longboards. Like I was just gonna take the wheels off, but I was like, realistically, how long is it gonna take me to take the wheels off? Because I gotta find the socket, I gotta find the right drive socket.
And you were gonna steal the socket.
Nah, I just took it with me.
Why didn't you just grab the skateboard tool? They have a T-tool for that. There's only so many socket sizes.
I wasn't thinking about it. All I wanted was a board.
You're in a Walmart, bro. Every
All I
tool you
wanted was
need.
a board.
I promise you that T-socket was 3 items down.
And I promise you, I didn't give a shit. One of these boards.
You went in without a plan, man.
Of course I did.
You see his pronounced brow? Of course.
Very crude of you.
Anyway, I allegedly got away with it 3 times in a row. Twice in one day and then one the very next day.
This is the same principle behind that damn Taco Bell incident. Steal all 3 at the same time, homie. Like, why are you making return trips?
Nah, I went.
Oh, hey, I
In
just
the
came
same
in here.
Walmart too.
No. It was the one in Oxford the next day, and then twice in Henderson, and it was so great because I went back the next day to look and see what else I wanted. They had put out new boards. I was like, and just walked out. I had it up sitting on my shoulder, just like I was just carrying it around.
They always return to the scene of the crime.
See, that's the thing. You guys want to hear the shitty side of being on the manager side and dealing with that type of shit? No. So, what's stupid, I don't know about the rest of this shit, but I was manager at Food Line for probably about 2 years, right?
Shout out Del Hayes.
Fuck no. Fuck
Hey, Mark.
You ain't getting any of the money I make anymore.
Ooh, he started his own grocery store.
It only sells mayo.
Hey,
My dad's gonna be my number one customer.
Yo, half
we
your
have
stock.
a failing business.
Hey, we
Half
have a
your
bulk
stock
order
will
of
go out with your
mayonnaise
dad.
to your dad again.
Like, why? Why is he buying so much? Like, and my dad just leaves smiley faces whenever he buys it on for his signature, and I'm like, you.
So the
Nasty
worst part
old man.
about being a manager.
Worst part. So the protocol for stopping somebody in a store is
It's
that you
really
have
strict.
you have to see them take the product off the shelf. You have to walk with them the whole time. You have to see them try to conceal the product, and then you have to walk and see them go past the register without trying to sell,
The point
without
of
trying to buy it.
purchase.
And then at that point, can you say something to them?
Yeah.
If not, you can get fired like that.
Yeah. I remember I watched a guy at Family Dollar chase somebody out the store, and I was like, you dumb.
Yeah,
So,
seriously.
I was like,
so
if
would
they're
you
not
put that
covering
much
shit.
effort if somebody just like stuck a Kool-Aid packet in their pocket?
Hell no. Let's put 15 cents for a Kool-Aid pack. You think I give a fuck about that?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Like most Walmart policies, they don't give a fuck about like
I mean,
Billy.
dog, to be real, it's not my shit. I could give a fuck less.
Yes,
So-
but you made it to that position. You try to go higher than that.
Yeah,
so
you're right, you're
eventually, you try to get to a spot where you can not give a fuck about anything and just not care. Like, I don't care. It's
I
cool.
think that any responsible manager would think about their rate of retention.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's dummy low, they'd be like, I don't give a fuck, dog.
But if I was just an employee and paid $9 an hour, dog, you could kill somebody in that store and I'll just give it away.
Like, I guess I just gotta clean this up.
Yeah.
That's
Excuse
why
me,
you
sir.
You just come in really cool. That way nobody feels need to be vindictive. Like they're just like, dog, whatever.
So my only question is, you said you have to see them attempt to conceal it.
You have to see them take it off the shelf. You have to see them walk throughout the store. You have to see them try to conceal it in a bag or on their person, and then you have to see them move past the point of
Yo,
sale.
homie,
So
you're
if they-
never gonna get to that spot with me. Just walk out with it.
So if they don't try to conceal it, like if they literally just take a bag of honey ham and just walk out just straight in
Yes.
their hand.
Yes.
You can't say shit.
It's not that they can't say shit because they can after the point of purchase.
Yes.
But
That's the little addendum to it.
Yeah,
But
okay, that's why I was
the
confused. I was like,
go-to
that's
move-
hella dumb.
is that I am people. People are stupid. Oh, I just forgot to pay. My bad.
Yes.
And that's why like they don't even say stop. We're calling the police. They say, excuse me, were you gonna pay for that? And it's like, oh, I forgot. Oh, good luck. I still lost in my own head. Like,
Yeah, and that's the end of it.
that's why like I told you everything I did was in my hand. You
Yeah.
go in with a plan, man. Like,
Markel's
what
the
it
type of dude to like go like rip some tools out of the bag or the whatever container they come in and just use it to assemble like an IKEA couch and walk out with it.
Just walk out with the whole couch already assembled and be like,
two guys are like
helping them out. Like, oh, dude, yeah, let me open the doors for you.
can you tilt it a little bit?
Hey, I came in with this.
wait till you're in a store and you go to the hardware section. Take the neodymium magnets you need to get through, and also the steel cutters, the little hand ones that look like snips, to get to all the other products and the that you want. And then you just take your whole like in-store built kit and everything else you wanted with you.
It's getting a little too heavy into the actual specifics of how to do this. We do not condone this.
Nah.
Bro,
You guys heard about the guy?
they
who made-
drop music telling you how to kill yourself, how to worship all of the dark forces in the universe, and how to cook freebase cocaine, crack cocaine, how to cook heroin. There was an award-winning TV show about it. Like, dog, nobody cares anymore. You're
Dog,
supposed to be an
There's
adult.
never been a song about how to shoplift.
True.
They're totally have.
True, dog.
How to shoplift.
They don't.
Put it in my pocket, then I walk it.
Like, nobody cares.
They really
Yeah.
don't. Like, it's not their
Obviously,
product.
Don't break laws unless there's stupid laws. Then do what you want. But like, I guess have your own moral code, but don't be a bitch, dog. You know what you're risking.
Facts.
Facts.
Markel 2020.
I'm
Don't be a bitch. Know what you're risking.
Bruh, never make an uninformed decision. That's it. It's that
Bars,
easy.
bro.
You gotta know
Be
if this
responsible,
juice
dog.
is worth the squeeze. That's basically what you're saying.
I just said, what's simpler than never make an uninformed decision? Why? What is squeezing juice?
Oh, Matt Hard into that one.
For real.
Oh, anyways.
Yeah.
So, were you gonna tell that story?
Oh.
Stop.
All right,
Markel was a different breed. Or
All right, Chris, Jeremiah, how long have you guys known me?
Oh, a while.
No, you put a number on it.
Like almost 12 years.
10 years.
All right, how many times have you seen me angry?
Twice.
Bro, maybe once.
Ooh.
At me.
You see my fucking rate, dog? Today was a day in which I was angry.
Bro.
his phone is in rice. Just
My
I
phone
just
is
want to
rice.
say that.
Both of his phones are
Yeah,
nice.
both
All
his
two
phones
of
are in
them
rice.
are.
Both of them, dog. There is no low.
So what happened?
We went kayaking today.
Oh, really?
I can see how this is gonna turn out
Oh,
already.
hell yeah.
Yeah, dog. We went kayaking.
Dude, you should have seen the first kayaking they tried to give him though.
Bruh.
He was about in the water already.
They tried to give me some flimsy ass kayak.
Bro, that thing was about that close to me.
Like, and
Yo,
even
can I get
the
something
kayak I
back?
did end up with, like, my elbows were in the water, like, mid paddle.
Jesus,
Like,
dog.
Wow.
When I'm on the down end, getting my stroke game, elbow dip. And I'm like,
Oh my
And it was
God.
in this hoodie, actually. Like, all this happened in this hoodie.
Damn.
I've dried it since.
Obviously.
So, you know, I do associate myself with people who do enjoy their fair share of alcoholic beverages.
Okay.
And so during this kayak trip, my two associates decided to bring alcoholic beverages and consume said beverages while kayaking. Me, being a former Boy Scout, knowing to respect the water for what it is, a merciless machine. I did not partake in alcohol.
Smart.
During this
Okay,
trip.
okay.
Yeah.
Oyster Walker.
But your phone still ended up in the water. That's
Yo.
kind of shit.
So we had another associate that was neither me nor my buddy here, Nick,
I was gonna
Who-
say my name.
consumed alcohol to a level in which alcohol poisoning mildly occurred.
Yikes.
Mildly.
So
On the water?
we have
Yeah.
this person here
Yikes.
who is essentially passed out in their kayak
Bro.
and very non-responsive.
Big yikes.
What the
And
fuck?
the park essentially closes in 30 minutes before they charge us extra for renting the kayaks.
Oh shit.
And so we tried to rig a makeshift tow.
We didn't try.
We did.
Kayaks, bro.
We rigged a makeshift tow. First we tried
From
side by
life
side.
jackets.
Yeah, we tied the life jackets together to get the kayaks to stay together. First we tried side by side, but that was ineffective because it was essentially going in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So we did tail to tail and did that. Halfway through tow, said associate woke up and
That's great.
kind of struggles to sit up and then slowly begins to vomit into their hand.
That's not good.
Directly over themselves. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, baby, do that over the water. And so, like, here I am behind her in my kayak, like, on her back right-hand side. And she's leaning a little too far
Oh yikes.
to the left-hand side into the water where she's risking capsizing. And me trying to be a good rescue ranger,
Good Boy Scout.
I
Good Boy
reach
Scout.
to my left-hand side, attempting to pull her back towards and hyperextend it into the water and capsized. And a fun fact about me is that I cannot swim, and this was well established before the expedition.
Oh no, he was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, I
Like,
came
he
in
was-
like,
he was
yo,
freaking
give me top S class life vest, life jacket, whatever you want to call it. Like, I need that. This fat ass.
We had
Not
someone
about
rescue
doing
him
that.
on a boat.
Hey man, let me get to that part.
Bro.
Man. I'm doing a very excellent job of telling them the details.
I'm sorry.
This will be on the record for later. So, capsizing, both of my phones in my pocket are wet. My glasses are lost. My hat is lost. My shoes are lost. And I was also holding on to the alcoholic beverage because I was sick of watching these two fumble with it. It was like, why are you guys still drinking? Stop.
After they threw up in their hands.
I was fine. Though.
No, I grabbed it before we started the tow.
Oh, okay.
Because I had the room for it, and I was trying to freehand so everybody could focus on the task. So, yeah, I capsized, have a mild panic attack, holding onto the boat, trying to grab what I can. And, yeah, I basically freak out for like 42 whole seconds. And then I'm like, wait, I'm having a mild panic attack, and I chill out. Because I do have my life jacket on, and I'm like, the boat is like not all the way submerged. It's got that perfect air pocket where it's like, if you stay still, you will float.
Yeah.
And so I had to like chill out for that. And then like, luckily it was a great Sunday evening with perfect weather. So there were like a fair amount of people out. And so a lovely young family like yelled over, do you guys need help? And I was like, yes.
Please.
So they
She
came
throwing
over.
up. I can't swim.
No, they came over and focused on helping me.
Nice.
Nick still had her under control with the tow because I taught her excellent set of numbers.
Dog, I was trying to throw his kayak back to the people on the boat. It's like I had to like paddle and hold said person behind me at the same time, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
can I get some help? And so their daughter had to jump in and fucking grab this kayak.
Yeah. Like adolescent. Early teens.
You got saved by a 13-year-old?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shame. No
Yeah.
shame. Marco's like, yeah, I lived it, not.
Exactly. And so yeah, so they helped me. We get the boat on ground. One of my shoes is in the boat. My phones are in my pocket. They're soaked because I've just been submerged in water. And they throw me one shoe, and then the family's so sweet. They drive back out, see my shoe floating, and retrieve it for me on their boat. So
Dang.
it said shoes on my feet.
That's so nice of them.
It really was very nice of them. I mildly repaid their favor by teaching them the proper way to back a trailer. Yeah.
They already got the boat in the water. They didn't know how to back a trailer up?
Well, they were also on their way out
Ah.
when they returned my shoe. And so I had a kayak on me, and there was a very long walk to return the kayak to where it belonged. Because we just took to the nearest exit for them. It was like, yeah, I don't care, just get me out of this water. Like, I'm done here today. I'm very upset, and it is time to go.
I'm mad you didn't record this, Nick.
We were all very busy.
Dog. if you saw the kind of animal, he still hasn't gotten to the best part. But if you saw the kind of animal he was, you'd be scared to record. Dog, I don't know what's wrong with you right now.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna get a soda.
I helped them park. They dropped me back off because they had a truck and everything, so we just threw everything on the truck. They dropped me back off at the kayak rental. I returned the kayak rental. I go pay for everything because I'm like, yeah, it's time to go. And they kept my license, and I'm a CDL holder, so my license is like my actual license. Like it's something you should keep on you at all times and protect it. It's like your hunter's license.
I mean, it's basically like your diploma for what you did for your trade.
It's like your hunter's license.
It's North Carolina. Nobody was talking about that. There's people in boats in this damn lake that shoot.
Oh no, that was a reference to the anime.
Gotcha. For Hunter.
Yeah.
I didn't follow it.
So
Hunter, the anime.
I get there to the window. They're like, "Yo, it's already been paid for." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't see them." Nick's standing in the middle of the parking lot, yell out my name. I'm like, "All right, bet I see him. Let's go." I go to the car. The one most intoxicated that did not have the strength to consciously paddle earlier is in the driver's seat, passed out with the keys in hand. And I go to grab the keys, and she resists.
I can imagine how you feel at this moment.
And I am I am
Simply not having it.
none of it. I have no patience. I'm fully aware of how I feel, and I know exactly what would remedy this. And here I am with the person who's too drunk to paddle just minutes earlier, about 15 minutes earlier, telling me to give them a minute of laying in their car passed out, and then they'll drive. And I'm like, no, that's stupid. Give me the keys, and they're still resisting.
Oh my god.
And let's double back, because all this information is relevant. I am a licensed CDL driver.
Yeah, you're a professional driver.
I can drive anything.
Like, you went to school and you had to pay for schooling to
And
get your CDLs.
A very long school, actually.
Exactly.
Like top 5, top 3 in the country, actually.
Exactly.
Like a well-known school.
Dog, you ain't shit if you ain't forklift certified.
Back. And even then, you ain't shit till you get the big boy.
I'm forklift certified.
The big boy. The one that looks basically like a goddamn
Damn.
scorpion.
Christian's getting all the pussy.
You should get the work thing. Because now's the time. Trades are booming. You should get used to that. Make sure you keep renewing it so it doesn't expire. Also, so back to the story. Yes, I'm like, that's stupid. Remove yourself, like, get out of the car. And I'm just like, I don't have the patience, I don't have the elegance. I'm just like, you're being stupid, get out of the car. Get out, get in the back seat. And she's like, no, only I drive my car. And I'm like, having none of this. And so I'm still trying to grab the keys. And then at that point, she's like, I don't like your attitude, because I'm still calling her stupid in very many ways.
What are some of the ways?
Let's not.
So she's like, well, if that's how you're gonna be, you can Uber home.
Oh.
Bro.
And I'm like,
How? With what phone?
exactly. And I'm like, no, we're getting in this car and we're leaving. And they're like, just because you're upset doesn't mean you get to have an attitude. Like, I'm sorry your phone got lost. Got lost. That's not my fault. I'm sorry your phone's gone and you don't know how to swim. Like, that's not my fault. Like,
I'm like, well, do you want to know what is your fault?
Dog. They were screaming at each other. This family was like at the porta potties, like across the parking lot, and they're just like
What's going on over there,
and
Jim?
Nick's like, you guys
Jimmy,
need to chill.
wait, tell him to stop.
You're scaring people, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the people. This imbecile in front of me doesn't want to give me her keys. Doesn't want to give Nick her keys. Only she may drive her vehicle. And essentially, 6 solid minutes of a screaming match went back and forth of her telling me to find my own way home and get in the car. It was like, you need to calm down. You're upset. I don't know who you think you are. You're not going to talk to me like that. You think you're better than everybody else. You think you're superior to me. You're only talking to me this way because you're a man. And several flinches as if I'm about to hit them, about to strike them. And I'm like, I'm not about to fucking hit you.
Knowing you, that's fucking crazy to anybody that actually think that.
Yeah.
Like, homie, you are one of the most down-to-earth, laid-back individuals I've ever met in my life.
No, but dog, you should. He was.
I've seen him when he's mad, alright? And I've seen him when he gets there. I can only imagine what it took for you to not actually do what she said you thought you were gonna. She would, like, honestly.
No, he wasn't about to hit her. It was just like he was just mad as fuck, dog. They were
Well,
both yelling
in the
at
back
each other.
seat.
And she's trying to tell me to calm down. She's yelling me calm down. And I'm like, yeah, that fucking works every time somebody's upset. Tell them to calm down. How about you stop being insecure? How about you stop being sad? Like, how about you just start communicating? Like, yeah, it works, right? Like, yeah, that's a great thing to do when somebody's upset. Tell them to calm down. It's like, I know I'm upset, and I know what will get me unupset.
But what made it worse is they were yelling at each other, like on the car ride back, and she was just like driving like a fucking.
So the way this ends is Nick basically says, hey, they're calling the police. We need to leave. And she's like, no, I'm not leaving with you. And I'm like, if you leave without us, I'm calling the police myself. Like, I will report you. And this ends with her telling everybody to get in the car and her driving.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And so,
God, dude.
just before we can even get out of the state park that we're in, she is speeding up gravel roads while families are walking down. And I'm looking at her from the passenger seat, because I got in the passenger seat. And I'm like, hey, you see those families there? Maybe you should slow down. And I'm rolling down the window. I'm like, guess who's too drunk to drive? Screaming it out at everybody.
Bruh.
Yikes, homie. So, where does this all fall when I called you guys?
When you called us, we've arrived at our destination by her transport, and we are post recovery commercially.
So she stopped the fucking vehicle
Okay.
right on a curve. Like I
Oh
was like,
I was gonna get to that.
to move.
I was gonna get to that because right now I'm just exiting the state park.
Right.
So exiting the state park, she's trying to look me in the eye, look at the road, and pull up the maps on her phone. And I'm like, we are 10 minutes up the street from where me and Nick reside. I'm like, you get here, you make a left. You don't have to look at your phone. You are in your neighborhood. Like, make a left.
You know where
Then
you
a
are.
left, and you're on the major highway we use. I don't want to just tell people our area.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so backtrack, exiting the park, we're still insulting each other. Where I'm like, "You're an idiot. This is stupid." Like, and she's just like, "I'm sorry you didn't know how to swim. It's not my fault you didn't know how to swim. Like, who doesn't know how to swim? Who does that? Like, it's not my fault you lost your phone. It didn't have anything to do with me. Like, just." Essentially throwing all responsibility off. And,
I'm like, really?
and we are still insulting each other. And she's essentially assaulting me like a 4-year-old. She's like, you just think you know it all because I knew how to get back to where we lived. And like, you just think you're better than everybody else. And I'm sitting there like, no, I'm sober. Like, but I can't, I'm so upset that I don't feel like I have to explain this logic. Like, I'm in complete rage at the audacity of what's just occurred. And like during all of this, like she's still driving all over the road. She gets angry at me and is still just calling me ignorant, stupid, yada yada. Just insulting random shit, saying, you drive a shitbox car. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's a shitbox. Fuck a car payment.
Exactly. Like, homie, don't be mad at me because I was
But
smart
he was
with my
going
money.
in on that. He's like, I don't have a car payment because I'm not stupid. Like,
Yeah. I'm just calling her stupid. Whatever she has to say, I'm rebuttaling it with, this is why I don't do it. Stupid.
God damn.
And
No,
that's
there was
only
so
flame in
much
the fire,
shade.
right?
There was so much shade.
There's so much like, I'm just like, and Nick's like telling me to calm down. I'm like, Nick, I'm not calm. I know I'm upset. I don't need you guys to tell me I'm upset. The only thing that's gonna get me unupset at this point is just letting it out. Because it's like, I'll be cool later, but here we are.
You have arrived.
I'm the
So-
same way.
Driving.
So we're still talking, and we haven't even made it like 2 turns yet, not even to the highway yet. And I'm calling her stupid, and she's just throwing these stupid insults at me. And then she calls me a monkey. She's like, you stupid, ignorant monkey. And
Bro.
I'm like, okay, bet, Skylar. Like,
Yikes.
and I'm like, my mom's dying. My dad killed himself. My family hates me. And I'm insecure and can't achieve coitus with or without a partner.
Homie, that's real. That's it. You going for the damn low.
And essentially, she immediately
He's going for the trachea.
stomps on the brake,
He ain't fucking playing games.
swerves into a random driveway, turns the car off. She says, "Get out of my car." And I just look at her and I go, "No." And Nick's like, "Dog, let's get out. I'll pay for the Uber." And I'm like, "No, Nick, shut the door." she's taking
Random
us home.
person's driveway. That's why I was like,
I'm
just
like-
get the fuck out. Let's
I'm
go.
like, grow the fuck up. You don't get to run away every time you're upset or someone's upset you. Like, this is real life. We're not just gonna Uber home. I'm not paying money to Uber home when we have a perfectly good fucking ride here. You brought us to this fucking water body. Take us the fuck where you found us and then go feel however the fuck you want. And just, she essentially like turns the car off and I just snatch the key and I reach over and I whisper in her ear, like, if pure chaos is really what the fuck you want, we can have that. And I'm holding on to the key, attempting to turn it and get it out of the ignition. Cause it's like,
Yeah.
I'll take these keys and chuck them. We can all sit here and block somebody's driveway. Like, I
Damn
have all
straight.
day.
Damn straight.
I have
You losing, we all gonna lose.
I have all day.
Dog, I didn't want to lose.
It's just like a bystander, like,
And then-
hey, y'all.
And then at my response that I just gave you, the list of things, she's like on the verge of tears and just hyper reactive, and is like, "You brought my dad into this, like, and my orgasms," and I'm like, "You called me a monkey, you stupid bitch. Everything's on the table."
Damn
Yeah.
straight. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." And I'm like, "This is real fucking life. I meant everything I said." Like, and like, the funny thing is, I didn't insult her other than calling her a stupid bitch several different ways. I just stated the facts of her current life.
But that's the thing, man.
And
People
Nick was
like
in the
when you
back
point
seat
that out.
like, "Dog, you gotta chill. You're both being retarded. You're both acting like children." And I'm like, "I know I am." And I'm like, "I'm still in control, Nick. It's like, okay."
It's like, I need her to admit that
And-
she is.
And sitting in there with the key off after we struggled for the key and I just left it alone, I look at her and I tell her that, like, I'm still in control. And she's like, "No, you're not, because I'm driving. And you're not going home in my car after talking about my fucking dad and my orgasms." And I'm like, "Yes, the fuck we are." And she's like, she finally like caves in after back and forth with this for a few minutes. And Nick's like, "Dog, we gotta get out of these fucking people's driveway, dog." Like,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna take you home because I'm a good person." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're such a good fucking person. You're so much better than all your other friends." Like,
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh my god.
Why didn't you say something when I called y'all? Like, he let nothing out. It was like, yeah, I'll be around in like, I don't know, like half an hour.
Yeah,
Just
it
gotta
was-
drop some shit off.
It was
done.
way after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And so, essentially, she drove us home very erratically, and I sat in the passenger seat and stared at her as she attempted not to cry the entire ride, and got upset that I was staring at her and would look at me, and I told her, "I'm not the driver, you look at the road."
No, dog. No, dog.
Oh my
you guys
God.
were still fucking bickering at
Oh
each
yeah,
other.
totally
And I
still
fucking
bickering.
got
And she's like,
pissed off, and I was like, "You shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. I don't care about either one of your feelings. I'm not trying to die. Look at the fucking road, bitch. And you look at the road too." And she's like,
she's
"You're
getting
talking to
upset.
some fucking children.
She's getting
Look
upset.
forward. You look forward. Don't look at each other. Quit blocking your brother."
That's why you're dad. That's why you're dad, man.
Man, we found it out.
She's getting upset that I'm telling her the turns to take before her GPS does. And I'm like, "You don't need that. I know exactly where we're going. Like, you're gonna take us back where you found us." On top of, oh my god, and before we even get there, I'm yelling at her, like, just over the music, not like with any emotion attached to it. Like, why did we go 23 minutes that way towards Raleigh?
To cut back this way.
Yes. Why did we come to you when we couldn't have met you here where we reside less than 17 minutes from it, straight down that highway right there? So I'm already like, I come into the situation like, I bet, like, whatever. She's known for doing things like this. I'm like, I can deal with this. It's annoying, but it's just me being a logistical person.
Yeah.
That's nothing. But yeah, so she's driving us back. I'm staring at her. She's crying, and I'm like, it's okay to cry. Like, it's okay to cry. Like, I don't care if you cry. It's okay. Like, there's no wrong or right. I don't win if you cry. Like, it's okay to cry. And she's just still upset, and Nick's like, yeah, like look back at her. I mean, look back straight. Stop looking at her, because she's like basically like keeps trying to argue with me because I'm just staring at her while she cries.
Yeah, at no point did you actually turn into an asshole. You're literally just trying to reason with somebody that's not trying to.
I was being yeah, just like when we had our yelling match in the car, I literally just yelled no, no, no. Like she's trying to give me any alternative but the two solutions I've given her, and I'm just like no, 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 no. Like I'm yelling these things, I'm making my hand gestures, and I am calling her an idiot in every word I can think of in the moment, and stupid cunt and shit like that. Just because it's like, no, of course I won't hit you. I can hurt you just as easily with words, and you've pushed me to that point where it's like, oh, we're just not gonna make sense. You're just gonna be this self-absorbed, this selfish. It's like, okay, what's the point? And even during all this yelling at each other, I'm like, you're still my friend. Like, don't think you're not my friend, but you're gonna have these words. Yeah. And so, yeah, that happened. And just basically dropped this off where she found this. And there's some, like, little things in between, but nothing crazy. Just her trying to, like, just reason the shit out. Make it, like, just throwing responsibility anywhere she can, but in her court. And it's just like, no, you're stupid. Like, this was stupid. Learn to hold your liquor. Learn to be responsible. Like, do all of these things. Like, how fucking old are you? Like, why do I have to explain this? Like, what is your logic? And yeah, we finally quiet and just looking forward, and I just say Nick. And I just look at Nick. I'm like, Nick. He's like, what? I just look back and smile at him.
Dog.
And then I just look
Jesus
forward.
wept.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Not say Jesus wept after all that shit.
Yeah.
Because, dog, I've been saying it.
It's been his catchphrase for the last 3 days. The way I'll say hard body, he's been just walking around like, Jesus wept. And I'm like, hello. And so I just say that, and he just does his best not to just bust out.
Like busting out, like just like.
Well, it's funny, dog, because, like, the driver's just, like, mad focused on the road, and he's just like,
yeah,
Jesus
mad
wept.
focus,
And she's
speeding on and off the road.
like, I can see the blood vessels in her forehead.
All over the road, lanes, curves, fucking.
Pulsing out.
Yeah. And then after that, I just go back to staring at her. The rest of the ride.
Never mind, yeah, you were an asshole.
Oh, I know that. I don't want to never be construed that I wasn't being an asshole. I was being the nicest asshole I could be, because I just called her stupid and stated facts. I didn't get to the worst parts that I had already known and thought of, but I left those away. I just stuck to the facts. You are an idiot, and this is your current life situation. And her rebuttals are, at least I don't have a stupid piercing. I know how to swim. I have my phone in my wallet. I don't drive a shitbox car. And just things of that nature. Equally like what who cares? Like,
It wasn't relevant to the situation.
it wasn't relevant at all.
Jesus.
And I'm just like, nah, you don't get to just take back words. Like, I mean these.
So,
And like,
what
even
was weird though is she brought up my dad.
yeah.
Wait, why did your dad come into the situation?
So I purposely avoided
So-
that, but
If you guys didn't know, my dad has heart problems.
Yes.
So he's been in and out of the hospital and shit.
yeah. So when I brought up the fact that her mother's dying and her father's dead via suicide, she tried to deflect onto Nick's parental situation, which was honestly just more fuel. Where I'm like,
No, it's
Like-
just weird how I was brought into it.
yeah, I was first confused, then disgusted by the reflection, like the deflection, excuse me, and then even more disgusted by like, dog, that's Nick and his dad, the same way as you and your mom. Like, you're clearly upset that I even mentioned the fact of it. Like, what the fuck are you doing bringing up Nick's?
Like Nick's not in this.
Exactly.
That's
If
what I'm saying.
anything,
Like,
Nick is trying to be the
Dog,
reasoning
this
between
is
us.
between
I
me
wasn't
and you.
angry that she did it. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why have I been brought into this?
Yeah. And that's where we were when we got dropped off. It was in silence. I'd initially brought that for her, but she was like non-responsive, and I was like, "Hey, do you still want to eat this?" As we were getting out of the car,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to never see this container again, so I'll just bring it with me. I know these guys will eat it." 'Cause
Thanks for the turkey. It was delicious.
it was a very new container. Like that was its first use. I didn't want to just dip on the first use.
Facts.
I like keeping my dishes.
I hear you. I hear you. I mean, Tupperware kind of
Yeah.
expensive.
And yeah, so we left there. We hit up the nearest Sheets, which is luckily like the driveway. And like the cashier was like, "How are you doing today?" And I was like, "I don't want to answer that question."
Yeah, you know it gets real when you start telling like people you don't know that you mad. Like, I know it gets real for me when I start letting people know that I don't know. Like, if I tell a random cashier like I'm pissed today, it's because it's gotten to the point where I have to tell somebody that I'm fucking pissed.
Well, it very much rapidly achieved that point on what was otherwise a very relaxing and beautiful day.
So that I see what you're saying, but as a cashier, if I was a cashier and I said, "How you doing?" I just want a good. I don't want your life story.
I get it. I totally
Just say
respect
Then
that.
don't ask.
Because I've held
I
that
don't
role
care.
and I understand that how are you doing is just a part of the script. No different than smiling and giving correct change. It's what you're supposed to do. That's why my simple reply was, I do not want to answer that question.
No, I was just saying there's people that do that.
Yeah, I get that. And I don't like being that person because just don't
Everybody's got their own problems, man.
don't fuck with people at work unless you have like a
Dog,
positive
this is
way
why
to do
you
it.
Stop crying.
Exactly right. Like, why are you coming to Wendy's?
Fact.
Why?
Like, dog, I can't do shit for you but tell you the cost of your order.
I'm not a psychiatrist. Leave me alone.
Sorry, that's
Yeah.
$5.99.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, it's like, I'm not about to give you the fucking rough draft of what just happened, so I don't want to answer that question. Because as a person, you need to know that legally, unless you're on the stand, you always have the right to not answer a question.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of kayaks, I have a kayak story myself.
Okay.
Well, real quick, was your story done?
For the most part, yeah, we left Sheets, went home, showered, came here.
Gotcha.
Bet.
Okay.
Real
That's-
before you get started, yeah, I want
That's
to
a
reflect.
yikes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Oh,
That is fucking crazy.
And I'm still upset that she didn't understand why I would be upset and gave me all these stupid responses as to
Yeah.
why I'm upset. Like, yeah, the phone's lost. Yeah, my glasses are lost. Yes, my new favorite hat is lost. This is Nick's hat actually, and he just let me have it because he was like, I was so upset he was trying to pass it to me. So
you're a good friend, Nick.
So, like, she doesn't understand how her irresponsibility placed myself in this position initially to, like, essentially double down and immediately repeat it.
Honestly, homie, like that whole story reminds me of how people like that get trapped in car accidents that blame the fire rescue team for when they fucking get them out with the jaws of life, they get injured.
Yeah, so when I was talking with the family on the boat as they were pulling me in, and we were pulling the boat in, they were like asking like, "So how's your day going?" I was like, "It's one of those days." And I was like, "You know what it is? You know that phrase, no good deed goes unpunished." And that's essentially, I was just giving people like just enough information to,
Be like, hey, yeah, like please, I
carry
don't
the
want to talk
story.
about this. I don't
Yeah.
want to. I really.
because like even through all of that, I'm like making sure all the alcohol's gone, just in case like
Some crazy shit happens later.
there's
Right?
some incident report or whatever. But luckily it was kind of like, that shit crazy, dog. Y'all have a good day. Like, and I was like, all right, same with y'all. Like, okay, whatever. I just want to be gone from here. Like, there's nobody to really hold responsible but the people that were in the situation.
I'm so sorry, homie.
And so, what was the rest of your question?
Oh no, I didn't have a question. I was just saying that was fucking crazy, dog. I'm so shook that whole downward spiral it could have been alleviated and like avoided if she would have just been like, shit, dog. Yeah, I'm drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
Drive my car.
Yes.
Like a good 80% of the anger and misfortune that happened today could have been avoided if the keys would just moved 2 feet from her hand into yours.
The very first moment it was requested. If not mine, Nicholas's. Like, on top of being clearly too drunk to paddle, let alone drive. Me and Nick are also better drivers. I am, like, doubling back.
You're a professional driver.
Correct.
You literally
Dog,
drive 18
I'm not gonna
wheelers.
say what he did, but he did some pretty fucking boss ass shit before we got to associate chat.
I did a defensive driving.
It was
video.
fucking dope. He did some Fast and Furious shit.
2 BMWs were being BMWs.
2
Oh,
douches.
and I
The
was
battle of the douchebags.
So,
One used a turn signal, believe it or not.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
and I was on the trigger.
Honestly, my whole thought process, that entire thing, is I have no idea how you were able to say, like, I'm still gonna be your friend after this. I would be livid, even if she was drunk. Like, that's just, I don't know.
Oh, because I know I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dump this on you, but like, yeah, holler at me in like 45, 60 days.
That's a long time, homie.
No, it's
I don't-
2 months.
Business days or
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there haven't been many people that I've, like, just completely ostracized, and the ones that I have been, like, for
And
some very
honestly,
serious,
if
like,
I must
physical
say,
stuff, but,
I
like...
don't think it would have gotten that out of pocket if the
don't
monkey
know.
comment wasn't made.
Exactly. Like,
Honestly,
as soon as it got
I-
to that point, I was like, I
That's
would
when he
not
was
want
like-
to associate with
You
You know
someone
what?
like that.
I'm justified for everything I
No.
just said, and I'm gonna say more.
I'm gonna
no,
give
it's,
it to
it's
you.
not
X gonna
justifying
give it
it.
to you,
It's
son.
like, okay, we're going on everything. I'm like, I literally looked at her, I was like, where would you like me to start? And that's why I went into what I said, and then I didn't even have to say anything else after that. I'm like, I'm literally like 4 times, like, where do you want me to start? Where should I begin? Like, just give me a starting point. Like, and so I just listed her like top 5, and I'm like, I didn't even have to say shit else. Like, but yeah, that was very much could have been avoided at the relinquishing of the keys. Definitely 4/5 easy, but there's actually like 7 to 8/5 of what's going on. Cause like there have casually been other situations like this, but never to such grievousness. It was always like it was so minute. You're just like, oh, you're just a selfish girl. Okay, all right, whatever. Your upbringing has made you like just really a bougie bitch, and it's like we tolerate it because it's like it's annoying, but most times it's funny because I'm usually the third party.
That doesn't have to deal
and
with.
Nick is the emotional victim. But
Damn, Dad.
I don't think I'm an emotional victim. I just think I'm an angry person.
but
no.
we acknowledge that
but-
she initiates these transactions.
Yeah, but we be arguing over some dumb shit, dog. It's not.
That's why I'm
that
saying
serious.
like it's happened before, but it was so minute that's like you're like, all right, whatever. This person just they think we are dog, but to see it go to this extent, it was like, oh, all hell is breaking loose, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some
Oh, that's
some intense shit, dog.
see, yikes. I went into this because y'all were like smiling, like, yeah, we're gonna save this story for the podcast. I thought it was gonna be some like mad, misfortunate, funny story. That was just a real story. I was just like, what? That's a yikes, and I'm
That's a-
sorry, bro.
Yeah, that is a story of a bitch fucking up.
Yeah.
That's what it is, dog.
Yeah.
So, my story, my kayak story, is very different from yours.
Anybody else?
It doesn't
got any input
require-
before he jumps into the story. He's gonna tell this story.
Yeah, I'm mentioning it. We're gonna segue
But
into this.
anybody else got any input before he tells the story?
I've said what I wanted to say.
Could you good? Could you good?
Yeah.
Fuck it up, dog. Yak it away.
So my kayak story is very different from yours. Mine revolves around my ego and me being a dumbass.
As all
so,
stories go with Red.
Most of them. Most of them except when they involve my father. And then the helmet
goes
gets
to
called into
mayonnaise.
question.
Yeah.
But my story revolves around me going to Florida and then being cocky enough to say when I've never ridden a kayak before that I can ride one by myself.
That was also my first kayak experience.
Yeah, but you
Damn.
know what Jeremiah did?
He was in the ocean
It was in the ocean,
with waves.
and he sat in it backwards.
Ow.
Because I'm an idiot.
And
They have a back in there.
Yeah, that was.
he laid down.
I didn't lay down, but I went like 60 degrees.
I'm telling you, he's 180 like a man. Like this, doing this. His kayak is like a good 35, 40 degrees out the water, and his head is dipping in the water.
Okay.
He's got, dog, paddle on chest. You see his body to
So
rotate.
like I definitely had some layback, but not that far.
No.
Because when I went 90 degrees, 90 degrees with it, it was harder to steer, and it would kind of like lob to one side. So I kind of like found that angle where it's like this is comfortable and efficient.
So, yeah, I go into this with too much confidence. Like, I got this. Literally, I take the solo over Chris getting solo, who's already kayaked before, right? I'm like, no, let me get the solo, because I was like, I want to do it by myself. I don't want to be in a duo kayak.
We wanted the 3-person, but it was rented right before we got to it.
But I go in here, and I just, mad confidence. I get out past them. I'm laying down. I think I'm up top of the world. Actually, I look like a fucking idiot. So I'm paddling, and I just see them
Towards
take-
the ocean, right? You're not keeping.
We're going to this fucking island that's like 2 miles out.
They were in Key West, by the way.
Yeah, we're in Key West, Florida.
You thought you were just about to kayak 2 miles
So yeah, right?
in the ocean.
No. Here's where it gets worse, homie. So we're about like
I don't know if
like
people know that
half-
salt water is different. From
Oh,
freshwater.
believe me, I learned very, very quickly. Let me get to
Right.
that. So about half a mile in, they start taking off past me, and I'm trying to readjust, because I'm actually sitting backwards, and I realize I'm sitting backwards. So I'm leaning up, I'm trying to turn around. And as me trying to turn around,
That was stupid.
wave hits because there's a boat that went by. Wave hits, all my shit dumps out. I go to grab it, I flip out the kayak. I'm in open ocean, probably about a good half mile away from the shore, and I see them just taking off in front of me. And I'm like, hey guys! Nobody hears me. Nobody hears me. So I'm in open water. I got this kayak, and I'm like thinking I can try to get on. But the water that's below me, it's a good 20 feet until the bottom. So I try to hop up, everything comes to falling out. So it's all their shit. Because all the stuff that was put on my boat was from everybody else. So I'm like, I don't want to drop any of their shit. I already lost my goggles when I fell out the first time. And my stuff that cost like $30 I spent a ridiculous amount of money on stupid ass scuba gear. Right? Gone. Exactly. But I'm on the water, and I have a hold of the boat, and I just see them just slowly fading into the distance. So I'm like, fuck, man.
Did you have a life jacket?
No, I didn't. So I start swimming, carrying this fucking kayak behind me. I swam 1.5 miles to this fucking island, homie, carrying a kayak.
At least you can swim.
Exactly. But the only reason that's holding me up, the only reason I didn't fall into the water is because I had the kayak and it was keeping me buoyant.
Yeah.
At that first mile after, I'm fucking dying. I have to stop every fucking 20 seconds and be like, holy shit.
Why don't you just tread water?
Because I didn't want to get to a point where I was treading water and then a shark come and got my ass. Alright?
I think that's pretty unlikely to be real.
Oh yeah, you would say that, but let me get to the further into the story. So we get to the island. I finally get to the island. After they've been there for maybe 20 minutes? Just about 20 minutes. They're like, oh, there's Jeremiah. And I crawl up and I'm hoping to God that there's sand and I can lay down because I'm so exhausted.
Pebbles.
It's nothing but coral rock, homie.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get there, I'm like, I feel it. I'm like,
Why don't you just lay in the kayak on it?
when I got to the part where I'm like, all right, I can just sit and wade in the water and just be right here, be fine, be on the rock, kind of in the water, and I can just sit here and rest. But I get there and I let them know, I'm like, yo, did nobody hear me? And they're like, no. Like, dude, I just swam 1.5 miles in open ocean to get to this fucking island. And then Chris looks at me and he's like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I try, and it's not even like I was like.
Technically, by any type of logistics, you're supposed to go back to the mainland.
I should have.
You said you were.
But also, I said I was dumb from the get-go, and I sat in it backwards. So you think my dumb mind thought, oh, I should wait for them when they get back.
Yeah, because if you're truly determined to go, your best bet would have been tread water for the first few wait it out for a second, just get your bearings, get comfortable, let your heart rate settle, and then go to the view spot.
So yeah, when I get to this island, right, we're sitting there and waiting there, and our friend's mother, who's off with her daughter on the other side, probably like 100 feet away from me, and she's like, "Hey guys, there's a bunch of sharks over here. You should come take a look." Right before this, Chris Trama cuts his fucking leg open.
Yeah.
So there's blood in the water at this point.
Yeah. So it was literally like a big coral like rock, like he was saying, and it just poked out of the water. And there's a little bit of sand up there, like they had a single palm tree. It was like an iconic island, like Key West Island type shit. And so I'm walking all around. I get out the kayak when we first get there, and I'm walking, trying to like step on all the smooth rocks I can, avoiding sea urchins and shit. And I slip and fall into a hollowed out rock that's just been hollowed out from erosion. And so the edge is really jagged.
Yeah.
And so I just fucking, my leg hits the edge and just slides all the way down into this gigantic ass rock. And just...
People don't be knowing that shit can be like razor sharp, dog.
Coral is razor sharp, homie. That shit is ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, you know they used to like tie people to the front of the boat and like run them over with a boat because all the barnacles and shit on the bottom of the boat would just cut them up.
Yeah, dog. Keel holing, dog. After I cut my leg open, I was like, oh, real shit.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, feel bad for them dudes on that motherfucking big ass pirate ship, dog. This is my leg. This they whole body.
I forgot to mention that during the car trip, where I went back to sitting straight forward, Nick had also somehow lost his shoes. And
Yeah, rest in peace. I love those
yeah,
shoes.
they were the shoes that were the bass fish.
Oh,
So somebody's got a sick fishing boat right now. Catch some catfish with that thing. But, he had cut his foot, and I'm digging in my bag, like, cause I'm like, I got shit for this. First I try to give him like piercing spray, the saline. He's like, nah, that ain't gonna do shit. And I give him A&D ointment. Then I pull a knife out of my bag, and like, I'm like, oh, my knife. And so I give it to him, like, here, use this to get the trimmings off this little makeshift bandage you slapped up. And he does that, and he gives it back, and it's like, it's dirty, and on top of already being dirty. So I like get him to pass me antibacterial wipe, and I sit there and spend a few minutes just cleaning my knife inside out.
Okay.
Just in the front seat, just slowly just cleaning a knife right next to the person that's made you so angry.
I wanted it clean. Cleaning helps. Cleaning helps.
Besides, okay, so we got to the island. I finally get there. I'm so exhausted right now that at this point, I feel like I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, I get there and I'm like, I feel like I just tricked the Jack LaLanne powerboat all the way to this fucking shitty ass island that is now filled with shit, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna be here for another like 45 minutes. I'm like,
Did you realize you were gonna have to yak back?
oh yeah. So I was like, yeah, Chris, fuck that. You can take the solo. I'm riding with Brian.
The first thing I said was, oh shit, you was tired, huh? I told you.
I'm like, homie, I don't even want to joke about it. I really don't. I'm so exhausted right now that Brian's gonna be doing most of this work.
I mean,
Oh shit.
if you sit in the middle, it wouldn't be that bad.
Except it was just a double. And I was in the back.
Tandem kayak.
I've never been more exhausted and more mortified in my life.
So that was my first time hearing it from Jeremiah's point of view. I heard it from Christopher's point of view, where he was just going,
Jeremiah's
and then
dumbass.
he just yeah. But yeah, I only have one like weirdo kayak story. Doesn't come into comparison to these two, but Trammell was there for this. We pick a day to go kayaking in Florida. And it's the one day that was like below 50% chance of rain. So we're like, okay, bet. We go there, it starts raining, and we're like, okay, the rain's gonna pass by the time we get there. We get there, it's raining just as hard. We're like, it'll pass while we're kayaking. No, that was the calm of the storm. So we get in the kayaks and we start going, and it is raining. I wouldn't say it was pouring at this point, but as we were kayaking, it started downpouring like you can't see 5 feet in front of you downpouring.
Yeah.
Thunderstorming all around. It might have been a tropical storm for all we know. Thundering like probably 15 feet away from us.
If you're in a
We're just sitting there.
Isn't every storm a tropical storm?
That's fair, bro. That's fair. But yeah, so we're just kayaking. We got lightning striking like 15 feet away from us, sounds like. So we're like, at first we looked at each other and we're like, bro, should we stop? Because other people who were kayaking had stopped and pulled their kayaks up and were chilling because they didn't want to be in the water during a thunderstorm. Us? I kayaked up to Chris and I was like, and started kayaking faster. Fucking yelling, yeah, we just kept doing that back and forth.
By myself, homie.
We kept doing that back and forth. And our mom and our little sister are like just back kayaking. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know if they wanted to stop or not because we were ahead of them at one point. But we were just going, just having fun with it. And then when we finished, we were like, bro, that was the most fun I've had in kayak ever in my life. And that's probably because we almost died. We were probably going to die.
It's always more fun when your life is on the line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, bro, we could not see shit. And also, there's a whole section of this river that we go to. Like, you start off and you go down this way, and then there's a path that goes off two ways. There's one way you're supposed to go, and the other way you are not supposed to go. The way you're not supposed to go leads over to where they keep, like, the fucking alligators and shit. Not like free range, like they can just swim out to the kayaking area, but like
they're there.
Who knows? like they whatever like net or cage that they have there. This is one day.
Well, they
could just be
like
fun.
if they get pissed off at the kayakers, just let them
Wait,
release the gators.
My question. There's like those things that develop a story.
Rising action?
Yeah,
like imagine like a literary catalyst.
Denouement?
Classic denouement. The fork in the river.
Yeah.
I can't believe you remember that word, dog.
Homie, I
I was
know.
thinking that word, but I felt like that wasn't necessarily the right word.
The denouement is like the final, like, the choice. The choice, the critical point in which a character chooses what he's gonna do with the story.
What is it right word?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dog.
Homie, like, literally my mind is like, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I don't remember shit, and then sometimes I'll pull out a fact from, like, when I was, like, 3 years old. And be like, did you know that, like, 1993, like, fucking Lucky Charms was owned by some dumbass? And I'm like, it's interesting, right?
I did.
And I'm like, why do I know this? Why do I keep this information? Why is it locked somewhere in my brain? And why does it pop up without actually me trying to remember?
I'm just running the bathroom.
Honestly though, like I struggle with that all the time. Cause y'all live around me. Y'all know that when I think about something, it takes a brick for me to get through it.
Yeah, I see the vein in your forehead, and now it's more.
But when I'm just talking dumb shit, like Jeremiah's like, hey, did you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, did you know? And it just goes back and forth. It's just dumb shit. Like, when we were doing, I think we were doing a break or whatever, you were like, no, let's just keep it rolling. What do we talk about? And then somebody opened up with 2 penises.
Snakes, man.
And Christian's like, I know a lot about penises. Let me tell you.
I know something about a whale dick that I heard in middle school.
Fucking the ADHD is thick and
What was it that you said had 4 heads?
The echidna. Echidna.
The echidna
Yes.
dick. Be like corkscrew fucking tendrils.
That's a duck.
Yeah, duck.
They got corkscrew vaginas too.
It's just
Counter.
echidna just
Clockwise
has 4
corkscrew.
dick heads.
Yeah.
Clockwise.
It's weird, homie.
Basically, it's
Can they fuck 4 at a time? Is what I'm asking.
I don't know, dog.
Any man can.
I ain't no echidna, dog. Fuck, I look like.
So, Jed, what you think about all this, huh? Been mighty quiet over there.
Poor baby.
This is the
I
toasted
told you
animal.
we needed one dog.
Jen was like, I need a half of one, homie.
Do you really only eat a half of one?
No.
Homie ate a whole one, but homie needed a half of one.
I took homie ate more than one.
How many did you eat?
Do what?
How many did you eat? Yo, you greedy bitch.
I asked you if I could have the whole thing, dude.
And I said no.
Yeah.
And Jed's like, alright, I won't tell you how much I ate though.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't give me a list. You just gave it a bag.
Jed's like, that's less than half.
Another poor soul that disrespected you. They always do it, dog.
Bro, that's just so tedious.
Lesson in life, dog. If you haven't learned one from these stories yet, let me tell you, don't ever disrespect the other one.
Don't disrespect any drugs, man. That just leads to bad choices in life. Such as your kayaking story.
This shit.
Aki.
Who the fuck that can't hold their liquor between fucking 23 and 25? Or
Well,
even, hell,
okay.
even 21. Give me 21 and 25.
So, okay. So let's
People
bring
that are
this up.
active drinkers.
Let's bring this up. Because, like, there's a difference between people that start drinking at 21 and there's a difference between people that have started drinking when they're 12.
No, I don't care. This person in this situation is an active drinker. I'm talking about, we've gone over their home several times and alcohol is always provided. In the house, mixed beverages, like actual drinks have been provided. And never once has this person gotten that shit faced in their own presence. But now on 2 occasions have they done this in our presence collectively in a public setting, which threatened both our plan of events and the course of the whole thing.
But she wasn't driving at the time.
No, she wasn't. So it was okay then. Where it's like, damn, that was annoying. It was kind of funny, but like, let's just get you back safely.
Yeah, because you're not the one that's going to dictate whether I live or die today.
Correct.
Yeah.
And me, I would never give someone that choice.
Tell you. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not going to put that in somebody else's hands. If I'm going to die today, it's going to be on my own volition.
Or at least dry land.
That too. That too.
I said-
Drowning is probably the worst way to go.
I told him that. I was like, I don't mind dying on dry land, but not on water. Like I said that before we got in the water, as I'm putting my vest on.
Like, seriously, if we're going to die today, we're going to die where my feet are touching the ground.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't blame you, homie.
There's a reason why my biggest fear is just being completely stranded in open ocean.
That's valid.
Homie, that was me. Homie, you want to know how it feels? It feels fucking terrifying,
Yeah.
homie.
Half a mile from shore, mainland, half a mile and a half from island. I can't call that open.
Yeah, because my specific fear,
Like, you gotta be
Is-
in the Pacific Ocean,
yeah,
like 700 miles from Maldives.
Okay.
because
That's-
I mean being in the middle of the ocean, like, because the
You know, that
time
big
that I
blue
had
splash, bro. Like, deal with it.
the time that I had realized I had this fear was because I had a dream. I was on a boat with friends and I fell off and they left. Couldn't hear me screaming, and then I looked around and I couldn't see any land. It was just
Blue.
a horizon. It was a
Yeah.
horizon of water.
Probably
That
got
is when I
that
realized.
Flat line, 360
Yeah.
flat line.
Mm-hmm.
That is when I realized that is my biggest fear on the planet. That specific situation. It's
Isn't that
My
fucking
biggest
insane?
fear.
Is that we're born in liquid, but the most terrifying thing to most humans is to die drowning.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge fear for some people. Like,
But it's not strange.
Yeah.
Have you ever drowned?
I've come close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
You
Yeah.
breathe
It's
water.
when I say that's strange is that the fact that we as a human being
Yeah,
are
I get what you're
born
saying.
in
I get,
liquid.
yeah, no.
It's not strange to you.
No.
The fact
Even
that-
fish are scared to drown.
I mean, true, but they drown in air.
No, they can drown in
Water.
yeah.
Yeah.
Drag them backwards.
Oh yeah, true.
Most of them.
Or if
don't
they go
have-
too deep.
Yep.
Because fish don't breathe water. They
Filter.
they
Filter the
they
oxygen
filter
through
the
the water,
oxygen
yeah.
out of the water.
Yeah, I understand.
Same way if we go too high up, we could suffocate.
Yeah.
Yo.
Like, it's not strange. That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
Like, I get the
Yeah.
the metaphor. But like,
How we birth in it, and it's the most terrifying thing to us.
yeah.
It is what it is, I guess.
I never got lost in water, but I got lost on a mountain before. That's pretty interesting.
We should bring that up later.
Yeah. Bring it up either fucking depending on how much time we got left. Bring it up now or next podcast.
We're at 126 right
Yes, I say it'd be a safe bet for next podcast.
Yeah. But a little preview, I almost fucking died on a mountain.
It's a pretty funny story.
We all have some stories. Mine not necessarily of mountains, but I have plenty of time just going out to the woods that I could tell a story about.
I do have a mountain story.
That'd be something we tell next time.
I want to have a mountain story.
Oh my god, bro! Mountain stories suck when they happen.
Yeah.
Hilarious afterwards.
It's because everybody has that wrong turn scene stuck in their head. They're like, oh shit.
No, for real. You feel like, fuck, we're seriously lost on a big rock.
Until you travel majority of the state of Virginia, avoiding major highways, like you don't even.
Dude, Tennessee for me is worse. Like that border between Tennessee to North Carolina.
I'm talking about it's some roads in Virginia that have been there since Civil War. And they've just been paved. I'm talking like because of how old and established Virginia is, like just weaving roads that follow the rivers and shit. Like, it's really crazy. Like you can take 301 through most of Virginia.
Yeah.
If you got the time and energy.
That should be something we talk about next time, right?
Yeah.
Talk about
Yeah.
mountains. Something to look forward to. Mountains and more outdoorsy shit.
I can tell y'all some trucker stories who like
Yeah.
hitting like
So-
over 100 miles an hour
Can
going
we-
downhill in the truck coming at 65.
You'd be scaring the shit out of my dad.
Fully
I mean,
loaded.
he used to drive in shorts in negative 20-degree weather.
Same. If he work, it work.
No, I mean, he used to put AC on.
You know, your dad's an odd guy.
You're damn right, homie.
I've definitely been there. I was trash.
Mayo on the lot lizards.
Damn it.
We can have a whole
By the way,
episode
yes.
about his dad.
Honestly, I want to
Yeah.
get my dad in on this. Because I want him to talk about some of the shit that he's experienced.
Go for it.
He's a fucking weirdo, though.
Homie, some of the shit that he's told me, I'm like, there's no fucking possible way that's real. But then my mom's like, no, that really happened back in the day. I'm like, what? But we'll get into that later. It's probably the end of this one.
Well, what I was gonna say was we still have a little bit of time left. So- To wrap it off, let's just do a quick little thing. We've talked this whole podcast about essentially like death-defying stuff. Let's just go around one by one. Just stuff that you guys want to do that you haven't done yet. Like just to live. Like for example, with me, the number one thing that I want to do, honestly, is I want to go ziplining like on a mountain. And when I say ziplining on a mountain, I don't mean like just ziplining through the woods. I mean like ziplining from like one part of a mountain to another part of a mountain where I look down. There's like several 100-foot drop.
Like mile zip lines. I gotcha.
Yeah. Honestly, like that shit, it looks scary as fuck, but also cool as fuck. Like I really want to do something like that at some point in my life.
So what you think, Prue? What you want to do with your life that you haven't
Like
done yet?
just some like Daredevil type shit that you genuinely want to do that you haven't yet.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I am overly terrified of being way the fuck up in the air. But at the same time, I got so much pride. I'm like, you pussy bitch, get up there. And I end up doing dumb shit. But I want to skydive.
I feel like it's a big one for a lot of us.
Flying in a plane, that's the dumb shit I'm talking about. I'm terrified of heights, dog. And this plane is like this.
If you're skydiving, you don't have to be scared long.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
I would want to say skydiving, but if I had to be honest with myself, really, I just want to see like some crazy shit that I've never seen before. Like if it requires me going on like the Amazon and like paddling through and seeing like some fucking anaconda come up and smack me in the fucking face with its tail or some shit.
So you want to like?
Did you just say you want to travel?
You basic bitch.
I'm very homely. Just leave me alone.
That was get your CDL, bro.
Go get my mayonnaise is what you meant to say, but okay.
You can get both with your CDL, man. You got
A lot of lizards and CDLs.
Dog, imagine hopping up in Jeremiah's truck and he just has a big jar of mayo.
That's my shifter, homie. What are you talking about?
When he picks the Heinz delivery, dog.
That mayonnaise ain't making it to its destination.
I mean, keep the cases in there,
Give one to my dad for his birthday.
All right, Trema, how about you?
Man, I don't really fucking know. I'll be honest. I mean, honestly, skydiving seems pretty fire, but like, I don't know, man. I'm probably gonna go with skydiving just because my brain's blanking right now. But I know there's several other things. Some things that I know I can't say on podcast. Just because, you know, it's probably not good to put it out there on the internet. But like,
Give me a safer example.
Dig in Holly Hill.
Mental institute.
No, not the location. It's residence.
Markel knows all about it.
But yeah, probably skydiving.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. What about you, Markel?
I've actually have a couple.
Oh yeah, I also want to be a professional stunt driver. That would be cool.
No, get my pilot's license.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
It's actually, if you have the time and money, it's very easy to obtain.
If you ever want to do this, I will do this with you in real life.
It's very affordable.
I know, I want to do it. I've wanted to do it for a very long time.
I just have to move towards that, which is like,
Dude, tell me, they offer classes in Lewisburg.
Fun fact, it's illegal for me to fly a plane even if I get my license. Because my eyes are so bad. Even with corrective lenses. Yeah.
Damn, so the
You have to
doctor
have
just
at least
assumed you were
one
going
good
out and driving planes.
alright, bang.
And I'm legally blind in both eyes. Yeah, dog.
A homie can't see 5 feet
Alright,
in front
well,
of him.
fun fact, I have restrictive corrective lenses on my driver's license, but no restrictions on my CDL. So,
That's crazy.
I don't think it'd be a problem for me. But if it
I don't
was,
think so either.
I would just drop a band and get LASIK in one eye.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
I'm always
Yeah.
thinking everybody.
But see, also, if you get stopped by like the plane police, and they're like yelling, "Pull over, sir! This is your CDLs."
FFA.
Where are they gonna go? They got a megaphone strapped to the nose of the plane, like just a regular handheld.
Oh my god,
He's
so
reaching out. Hey!
and they're little fucking wingtips. Instead of having the little bitty lights, they're gonna have those giant bulb lights that go on the top of police cars.
No, you idiots. They just use radios.
Hey, playing CB222, what are you doing? Why are you flying upside down?
Yeah.
Shit,
Keep your radios open, man. You gotta be able to know what's going on around you.
So,
You can't see all around.
so you said you had a couple, and
Yeah.
you mentioned you wanted to get your pilot's license.
Yeah,
The
pilot's
other one?
license is definitely one of them. Some crazier truck driving shit, definitely.
Hell yeah.
And just random shit. I wanna try being homeless on the West Coast for a little bit.
I've done that, it's not fun.
Maybe some Alaskan frontier ship or something. My bad.
No, actually, I have something better.
And also, it's like I got like crazy shit I'd love to try to do. Like I want to do the thing where I buy a $500 car off Craigslist or Facebook and I drive it till it breaks down.
Yeah.
Record that and just see how long I can do that. See how long I can run it up.
Hell yeah.
How many cars are you gonna get across with the US?
Bro, I would put that shit on YouTube and if it starts to profit, bro. It's perpetual energy though.
At that point, yeah.
Bro, honestly, that's a fire idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have to cut that. I don't know. And just bleep it out.
I got it.
Leave some songs.
Yeah.
And then I also want to like do like random shit. Like I want to try like traveling.
Basic white bitch.
It's like, you literally just talked the
Buy
most
either
shit
like
to me.
motorcycle or dirt bike.
I didn't say how I wanted to travel.
Like cross-continental, transcontinental. Like, can I go from the Arctic Circle to the southern South America?
No.
You can or cannot.
At what point does the Arctic Circle connect to North America, homie?
Northern Canada.
Dude, ice shelves.
Dog.
Yeah, homie. You're gonna drive a bike.
Northern Canada,
Just
bro.
pull the bike behind you like you did.
Northern Canada.
You're gonna drive a
technically-
bike across the whole ice shelf of the Arctic Circle.
Bro.
Northern Canada, bro. Is in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, I was about to say he didn't say he was going to drive from like
The
Greenland.
North Pole.
Yeah.
No, I mean even part of that, homie. You cannot get up there with a bike.
No,
You
the
get on a
northern
ferry.
part.
Like, obviously, you would, like, if I wanted to drive from here to Greenland, I would have to take a ferry.
Obviously, homie. I'm talking about
But,
coming
like-
from like the top of it. Nobody's gonna take you on a boat to the top of the ice.
Bro, you're
in
thinking-
Canada.
Yeah, you're thinking way too
Yeah.
specifically. Like, obviously, major cities and, like, towns and shit, duh. I'm gonna be on roads, though. I'm not just roughing through the raw terrain. But that was an example, like, from the top to the bottom.
I got you.
Yeah, the
Right.
northernmost part of Canada that people live on and drive cars in
Is in the Arctic
is
Circle.
in the Arctic Circle.
Okay. I thought you meant by like on the ice of the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, bro. I see you being very self-absorbed.
Bitch, you can hook skis onto a bike and you can drive it
Oh,
across
so
ice.
you have a solution, and you're still asking how and why?
I wanted to know what your solution was.
My solution was to travel on the federally, well, no, that's incorrect. The government institutionally regulated roadways.
Honestly, low key, I like being able to just travel hella far, just with people, just on bikes, has always been something that I thought was like a neat thing to do.
But it is very death-defying.
Yes,
Because, like,
100%.
I don't know if y'all ever driven I-95. Say, like, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Or I-80, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anywhere in Indiana.
I-95 is literally the worst rated road in America.
Yeah.
I drove that bitch hell.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Pennsylvania got some piles, bro. Going
It's not even about hauls. There's just like so many people that crash on I-95 for no fucking reason.
No,
Yeah.
that's like blaming guns when people shot each other, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about genuinely shitty roads, just like structurally.
Okay, got structurally
Mhm.
intact. I got you.
Yeah, like the overall quality of the road themselves. I'm not talking about like how often people were injured. As far as I'm concerned, they do that everywhere all the time. You should always be alert.
Yes.
I mean, shit, who knows? If you hit a Tupperware container that's a little too hard, that might fuck up.
Bruh, you seen a deer hit a motorcycle? Either way, from the front or the side, not neat. Or go really north like Maine, where you have to be watching out for moose.
Oh my god, I can only imagine.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Like everything is in the road. Like
Yeah.
like in all seriousness, most animals these days have adapted to the road.
Mm-hmm.
Like roadways in general. Like they are traveling these roads just like we are.
Yeah.
Like turtles, foxes, bears, coyotes, deer.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, do you know the exit, like, going on Capitol Boulevard towards Wake Forest, like, if you're getting off of 540?
Mhm.
And you know how it's, like, coming down from a ramp?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a fucking dead deer up there the other day. And I'm
Right.
thinking, what kind of dumbass deer is walking up this ramp?
I hit it. I
I
hit
should
it over
keep
there.
going this way.
I hit a deer over there, dude.
For real?
Yeah, it almost totaled that 2017 Sentra I had.
Damn. Like, on the ramp?
No, it was like
This
it was,
was- yeah,
it was
he
on the
had to-
highway.
so
So it was
this
a big ass
deer-
deer on the highway. I'm in the far left lane, and deer comes out of nowhere, just boom.
Yeah, but this is, like, elevated. It's like the deer had to come from the bottom.
So as a truck driver, let me tell you where I've seen herds with counts above 50 grazing in those patches between those exit ramps and on the sides of highways, just chilling, ignoring traffic in New York. Like I'm talking like up there, like by where your people like Schenectady, like Canadagua, bruh. They be chilling. They don't give a fuck about traffic. Now. Like I'm talking steep, thick packs, bro.
Oh, they don't give a fuck about traffic here almost.
But I'm saying, like, you'd be like, you're like shook when you see that many deer just chilling in one spot where like all hell could easily break loose on this highway in a matter of seconds.
I want to talk to you more about that truck driving shit, like especially around Arizona. But Nick, what's some of the death-defying shit that you've been that you want to get into?
So, I was gonna say I wanted to see the Northern Lights. But it.
Hell yeah.
I thought about it. You know, you have to have like a shitload of certifications to actually get into Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Antarctica.
They say Pangea is hidden under there. Well, not Pangea, but the what is it? The Hollow Earth, where like that's the entrance to the sub-Earth.
That like hidden behind it, where like there's dinosaurs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that movie Journey to the Center.
There's a lot of substantial evidence to say like we don't know what's there, but it's got the same anonymity.
I mean, we're finding life that's like 10,000 years old deep in the ice.
And it's got the same shit going on, like Area 51, Bermuda Triangle. It's an area in which all nations have come together and said, "Hell no."
Yeah,
Yeah. You know the coldest recorded temperature on Antarctica is? Do you want to know what that is?
Negative 49 degrees.
It's colder now. Like the coldest temperature during a blizzard in Antarctica was like negative 150 degrees, homie.
Ooh, that's almost okay.
Crispy.
Homie, that's instant freeze. That's literally gone. You are frozen.
Well, it's, I think, absolute zero.
It's negative 273 degrees
Yeah,
Celsius.
negative 273. Yeah.
Besides the point, you're still gonna freeze just like that.
I mean, you gonna need a jacket for real.
Yeah.
A couple.
But yeah, it's. I either want to go to Antarctica or I want to eat Megan Fox's asshole. So, Fox, if you're listening to this,
Both are probably about equally as dangerous.
dog probably. But that's okay. That's a risk I'm willing to take.
What about you, Jed?
Dude, I'm trying to go skydiving while I'm this high. Holy fuck.
It's like,
Let's talk about
honestly, homie, I've been
flying
seeing
shit.
in tunnels like the last like 20 minutes.
Dude.
It's technically
Holy fuck.
very illegal to be on aircraft.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yep.
Talking about death defying, that's exactly what Jed wants to do.
You were talking about walking out of Walmart with a TV earlier.
You just grab.
Anything being illegal.
Walmart, very pussy.
I'm just imagining like, dude, did I jump out with my backpack? Can you see it?
No, bro, I would need somebody babysitter. From the time I got to the
Jed
plane.
tandem jump,
Bro,
right,
I
yo?
wouldn't
You
even
got
know.
it.
Yeah.
You basically,
Yo, you back there, bro?
you basically are like damn near instructor by the time you do anything.
Dog, you
Dude,
know
trying to
if
curb
your,
yourself.
if your parachute fails, you have the rest of your life to figure it out.
You have the rest of your life to figure out how to fix that shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good
Right.
podcast.
Who wanted
yo.
to get their pilot's license with me?
Me and you. Let's do it.
You gotta lose 170 pounds.
How much is the required weight to be a pilot? 200?
It's low.
What the fuck, is the plane just gonna fall out of the sky?
No, you really have to be a certain weight, like especially when you start off, because you're only going
When
to be
you get
driving
into commercial,
biplanes.
when you get into commercial traveling, those things matter. Same way it does with your trailers and your trucks. Like,
Yeah.
You really do like your luggage, your fuel,
Okay,
your
but,
passengers,
but
including
if
yourself.
you're flying like a jumbo jet, so does it,
There's a reason why
All right, so if you're
most
flying a jumbo jet,
it's a passenger jet. I mean,
you are under contractual obligations to maintain a certain amount of health.
Mhm.
And being obese is not okay. That's an instant like no hell no. So you have to be non-obese to say the least.
Mhm.
Yes.
I don't think 170 pounds brings me to non-obese, but
I
thank
was
you.
trying to-
But yeah, I would love to do that with you. That'd be cool as fuck.
Yeah. Better call up. So
Oh, yeah.
hit the gym up.
I'm hitting the gym though.
Yeah. But yeah, those are some wild stories.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog, so we'll give you some contrast for the usual sauce, dog. Anybody that came here, I probably should have put this at the beginning of the podcast. Anybody that came here for the usual banter, yeah, you got fucked. I'm sorry.
Kind of serious story.
Yeah, dog,
that's
we're
all.
all here right with you, feeling the same way, dog. Believe it or not, you just feel that way. It's not really just only you.
Oh, but yeah,
It's been great, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been great. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, insert jazz ambience. Turn that fucking fan.
God, it's fucking hot.